Jobless need not apply. The same week we're learning fewer companies are hiring, the ones that are posting ads like this. Get this. To be considered, you must be currently employed, or must be currently employed as a restaurant manager, or this. Candidates must be currently employed. You see it everywhere. Now, Morgan, you think this is discrimination and should be outlawed.
I do think this is discrimination. I think this is a terrible trend and it needs to be squelched. We don't discriminate on people based on race, age, sex. We shouldn't be
discriminating. Or rage, for that.
Rage, we should. I have some rage over this. We shouldn't be discriminating them based on their employment status, on their, essentially their economic
But, Rich,
status.
we have so many lawyers in the mix already. Wouldn't this just increase that mix?
Yes, life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, and a job. Oh, wait. There is no guarantee of a job, so you'd have to create one, and this would just open up a Pandora's box of lawsuits at the very time when we want to encourage employers to expand their business and to hire people, not to have them look over their shoulders constantly. That would be the worst thing for growth and employment.
Mark, is this discrimination and should it be outlawed?
I think it is clearly discrimination, and it may already be illegal. And it's very sad, David. I mean, it's just representative, again, of our have and have not culture. Let's take from the poor and let's give to the rich and the well-off, and let's forget about the people that don't have something. They're now down in the dumpster, and let's leave them there to rot.
By the way, Mark, you said it may already be illegal. How so?
Well, because we're not supposed to discriminate against people on many different areas, and this may be one of those areas. So sex, race. We're not supposed to show preference in particular hiring for many, many different areas.
What about
and there's
talent?
Probably, I haven't researched this.
Skills?
Well, this isn't a talent issue. This is just that
Victoria,
you're down on your luck.
Go ahead, Victoria, chime in.
Status.
Well, look, Mark, I agree. It's sad and it shows where we are in our unemployment rate. But, as an employer hiring, you have to make certain decisions of one candidate over 100 others. And skills are going to come into play.
That's just natural. So just if you're poor, you can't have a job? Is that it? You're poor.
This isn't about being poor,
Mark.
I don't know why you're putting that label on it. It's not about being poor.
If you don't have a job, you'll be poor.
Steve, should it be illegal?
No, David, all this is an employment act for lawyers, and the idiot who wrote those ads should be shot, or fired at least, because all you have to do is look at the resume to see what their situation is.
Well, that's true.
So this is going to lead to making resumes illegal. Use a little bit of common sense, because if you want to hire somebody, you might want somebody who's hungry rather than somebody you're going to have to pay twice as much for.
So, Ozania, it may have been a poor management decision in writing these ads this way, but it's not illegal.
No, I don't. I like my good friend Mark to say if he's going to hire an attorney or go see a doctor, is he going to go to somebody who's been out of practice for 2 or 3 years? No. But the bottom line with this, too, is this is what happens when you pay people to not work for 2 years. You get a large percentage of the workforce that have no incentive to get back in and have been out a long time.
We are not talking about the welfare system here. We are talking about people like you and me and everyday middle-class Americans who are, these are the people who are losing millions of homes this year because they can't get jobs. These are the people who are paying for their kids' expensive college education and are supporting their elderly parents. I got news for you. These people want jobs.
Victoria?
I think it is a mistake of these employers to certainly put it in the ads and not to look at a wide applicant pool. But I think what they're doing is they have so many people applying for jobs because of our high unemployment rate that this is some sort of filter. Is it right? Is it good for business? Probably not, but you can't make it illegal because then there will be fewer jobs created. You're essentially putting a tax on every new hire, so it will backfire.
This is a scarlet letter.
Morgan, go ahead.
I just got to say, this is not just bad for business, a bad practice for business. This is a bad practice for our entire economy. Not only should businesses be keeping these people out of jobs, these are the Americans, especially the long-term.
Quickly, go ahead, Mark.
I agree. This is a scarlet letter. We have 16 million people without jobs, and we're going to suddenly throw these people in the dumpster because we think they're no good anymore.
All right,
Rich,
the fact is the government is more involved now in private affairs than it ever has been in my lifetime anyway. Do we want them more so?
No, you don't. And look, sit on a board of directors and on the company side, Mark and Morgan, and see what's going on. If this came down, you would only see the acceleration of offshoring, and you'd have board discussions on how can we use technology to take out more jobs, because hiring a new person is now becoming a regulatory nightmare.
That's exactly right, Rich. You're giving employers another reason not to hire in the U.S.
Right.
Why would you do that right now?
The purpose of a company isn't to raise employment in a country. It's to make a profit, and that should be left up to the people who own the company, not government.
And again,
go ahead, Steve.
The only way you're going to do it is to ban resumes. So let's focus on the government obstacles to job creation, and this will be an academic exercise.
How could I cut off the boss here? A group of teachers make